no script here that we have to follow.
Right.
Have we not scripted questions?
No, I'm going freestyle, but it's worked so far, so I'll keep going.
Free ball, Jackie, free balling.
So anyway, we'll do one thing says try and talk one at a time because it gets confusing when he has to.
Oh, it's alright, just leave it to the three lads.
I do my talking. Hold on, I do my talking on the pitch. There we go. That's your soundbite.
Do you know the diet?
I let your feet do the talking.
Is this your official retirement?
No.
I'm retired and he's retired.
So, 96, that was obviously the pinnacle of things, but why do you think, you can see just before the interview here, great camaraderie, but why do you think the whole thing worked? How did it work between you, and how did the whole thing get started and end up as such a positive thing where we won the 96 championship?
I suppose it started with under 12, or even before that, with Dan Green and Mickey Smith. There was a good bunch of lads, and Dan and Mickey brought us to the pitch and ran us around the place, and it was from there that it started. We were together then the whole way from 12, 14, 16s and 18s, and then I suppose the lucky thing was that there was two teams. So when myself and Ray were 12, the likes of Ken and Smoothie and Frano were coming up behind us and Matthew and all those, and then when we got to adult, there was about 10 good players per year for 2 or 3 years. I think that was the start of it.
Then you had the maturity of Brian, Larry, Jim Rooney, Martin Crosby, and Aidan was a year or two ahead of him. So they added, the maturity to the team and the strength, and from there really kicked on.
Larry, would you agree with this, that you were the mature one of the group?
I'm very immature. No, you know what? We also fucking great teams in Canary, but even before all the young lads came. But you didn't realise how good the team was until you told you. After 6 or 7 points, it was really like a pub team until these boys came along. And it was fucking great. There was a period of time when it was actually not that enjoyable to play until these boys came along. Because it was always fighting a losing battle or something. But when these lads came along, it was different. I would say to myself, there was about 4 years where when the final whistle went, it was almost disappointment that the game was over. You know what I mean?
For us,
the fun was in playing. Not even the result, it was in fucking playing, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was great. So, I'm mad.
And did that camaraderie, as I said, you knew each other, but was there anything specific, did Paddy Clark do anything special, or Dan Green, or was that built amongst them or amongst yourselves, or?
I think it was built among ourselves. It was such a good time. You'd go train, play, and then you'd go out for a few pints. It was like a roller coaster. You didn't nearly even realise what was going on. It was just such good fun. We were just caught up in the moment for years, and it was nearly routine. Train, play, go for a few pints, repeat.
Yeah, and I think the main thing with us, and especially in the morning, like this morning with the wind and howling and pissing rain down outside, you'd still go training, dying from a few drinks on the Saturday morning, out on the Sunday and go out early training, in weather like that, and it didn't bother you, it didn't flinch you. Yeah. You'd be staggering and having a crack. It was just a good bond between the whole 15 to 20 core lads. Paddy Clark, yeah, he had it a bit, maybe got our minds a bit thinking different when we got into game situations, but we had that bond as a core group of 20, 25 lads. Just from growing up together the whole way, that's it.
Yeah, but there's huge drive also from the parents, like the likes of say Francie, Christo, my parents, Sean. There was huge push. They loved the experience just as much as we did, and they pushed it right from, I'm going to say, under 12 right on. Even though Mickey and Dan were the coaches, you had parents that really pushed the kids, and even with the bond together, they were also there enjoying the experience with us.
Maura owns Fallon's mother. Jesus, she was in the middle of everything the whole time. And I don't believe the jerseys need to be washed every day, because the line was always full of communal jerseys the whole time, every day. And you go into the shrine and you see all the photos in your sitting room. Oh, it's unbelievable.
People like
that. Yeah. More.
It really was a community. you know, we were at the centre of it and maybe didn't realise how important it was. But it's only as you get older and you see kids, young kids playing, you know, what it means to the community. And back then, because we were having success, it was even, you know, people from other villages would ring you and wish you the best of luck in games. So it really brought the whole thing together. I mean, the village used to be hopping, you know.
No, it was a major achievement, and you know, I know things probably got like tailed off of it, but even like when I was kind of getting a bit older, I remember thinking in 2008 we got to an intermediate final. Like, how do you just kind of keep it going? Because you did keep it from maybe 95 or so to about 2008 or 9, so it's quite a long time. How do you think it's actually kept it going that long? And I know it tailed off a bit, but
Well, it was actually about 93 when it started clicking on, you know what I mean? When the team started getting good. We amalgamated one year with Melbourne in the Fesh Cup when we got to the final or semi-final. We were playing against county players and beating them.
Yeah.
And I think,
We played Sanchez down.
to be honest with you, without being
played
disrespectful,
some ahead, which were major players in senior football at that time. So that was a big step up, especially because we were quite young at the time, you know.
and you realised we were not such.
No, as a team, like Nobber, like everyone would say it was 50-50 probably
No.
split between Nobber. It was, yeah, between us, Nobber and men. And at the time, Nobber were sort of on the downward spiral, but we were on the way up. But that year, that tournament was definitely, it was a very enjoyable tournament. But it did obviously show us like senior football in league and the level that we were very, very well capable to play.
It was the first year we got to play against lads that we admired.
Yes, yeah.
Heroes as such, and you realise there's something, no difference here, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like at the end of the day, at that time, Brian was probably one of the best club players, county players in Ireland. And like you were playing the likes of Mick Lyons and Paul Coyle and Colin Morocco, lads like that. And like Brian was way above them. And like with that, we sort of stepped up as well as players and young guys at the time. And really from there we took off. Definitely from 93 was one of the years that we got to intermediate final.
Yeah.
We were beaten in an intermediate final in 93. And from that, then the likes of Frano, Smoothie, and then came into the team 94, 95, and we pushed on from there.
Yeah. I think Brian what really was an inspiration to us. I know he's just gone there and he probably won't like to hear too much praise, but there's no doubt to see somebody on the television or in Crow Park and then you went out the next day and you're actually marking him in training. I mean, I used to mark him in training and I was just in awe. I didn't know whether to mark him or kick him, so I just let him get the ball. No, I wasn't able to stop him. But it was just the fact that he was a national superstar and, you know, he was on the television and then he was standing beside you. You were like, fucking hell, anything is possible. So I think he was, and he invited us in and he sort of mentored us as well, you know. So yeah, he's Brian. We owe you a lot.
Yeah.
By the sounds of that, actually, do you think if the regional teams that have been kind of advised now, if they could start playing the senior teams, do you think that could bring on some of the lower teams in the county, you know, to, as I said, maybe not have that fear if they're going to play Summerhill or not in the future?
I would think it's worth a trial, definitely. I've been at a few over the last few years, and definitely this year the standard is very good. The fitness level at this time of year, when usually peters off, is very high. So definitely, is it worth having a separate tournament? It's all to do with the fixture schedule, and
there is kind of at the moment talk about that you could
maybe the Fesh Cup.
The Fesh Cup, that would be it, that the junior teams would play without summer players for the Fesh Cup or their versions of it, and that there would be the regional teams in the Fesh Cup at the start of the year, which would probably be
I think it's definitely worth a try.
Yeah.
And, you know, have a year or two there that you have a trial and see how it goes. I do think the regional teams would definitely put up to a lot of top senior teams.
Yeah.
And it's like a rising tide raises all boats. You know, like the top 4 or 5 players from each club, if they all get together, the standard is so much higher and it's faster, you know. So when you're playing at a higher level, I won't say it's easier, but it's nearly easier. If you're a good player, you know, you can excel. Whereas if you're a poor player, you can get You can get away with playing on a junior B team, but if you're a good club junior B player, you can be then a very good regional player, you know.
With the group of young players in the club at the moment, you'd be expecting like to push on and be junior A and intermediate in the next 3 to 4 years, you know.
Yeah.
And realistically, it would give the strong players within that core group, you know, the opportunity to step up and play against senior clubs. So yeah, definitely I'd be in favour of that happening.
Yeah, have you any standout moments from your playing career? Obviously, '96 was the obvious one, but apart from that, what would you say some of your favourite moments? Fran, we'll go to you first.
Has to be the over 40s game against the first team. I absolutely loved that game. I think Ken Russell got the winning goal in the last minute in a sports day up here. And then Andy Farley's hissy fit at the end of it. Absolutely. I'd live a week like that.
But it was all certain before we got
No. I was a legit goal. Look, no, in all fairness, we've had many a good year. To pick out one, it's near impossible. I go back to that under 12s. We won Division 1 from 86 the whole way through, all levels. It was just a special decade and up to 15 years, you know, and to pick out one, no, very hard. Very hard.
Yourself, right?
Probably would be Screen and Centrestown. Our first year up with senior, we played Screen and Centrestown, and we weren't given a chance. Screen had a very, very strong team, core group of senior county footballers. Was Colin O'Rourke, Liam Hayes, John McDermott and Giles. They were all playing, and the game ebbed and flowed. We went ahead, we went behind 3 or 4 points, and at the end we won it, I think, by 5. It was great, and we got back and celebrated very well in Kilmainham Wood, as we did every
on
match on Tuesday night.
Jan.
And it was a lovely evening. It was a summer's evening, so yeah, that was probably one of them.
Larry, what yourself?
As Frano said, there's so many days I can't pick one. That probably eventually when we won the intermediate championship, but the intermediate championship, I think, to me was nearly bigger than the senior championship because we actually won the fucking thing. You know, we were always nearly until then, and then we won that. And when we won the senior, I expected us to win it. You know, the year earlier, because of circumstances we didn't. But yeah, probably to win the intermediate championship, but that day was for me special. You know, we lost our naivety or fucking second best that day. You know what I mean? After that, we never really looked at anyone and thought, we mightn't beat these. We expect to beat anything.
Yeah.
More or less. I don't know how to put it into words, but it's just everything.
Yeah. And I suppose I have no one standout moment, but I suppose it's the fact that, as Frano mentioned there, we're together since under 12, and we mightn't see each other for ages, but then there can be a text put in and the crack will be going, or we'll meet up for golf, and it's just like we never left. You know, you don't have to introduce yourself. We know what everyone stands for. We know what makes them tick. We know how to get them going. And so it's not one standout moment. It's just a lifetime of happiness. Friendship. Hug it out.
And Larry kind of alluded to it there. Obviously, there wasn't always just easy times to Matty Cunningham in '95. How did you get over that? Because he was obviously such a good pal of your all.
I think it was very hard. I think it just the pure time. I think everyone probably dealt with it in different ways. Football, we came together, and that was probably our outlet, was coming back together and being a group. You know, it was a huge moment within the group. You know, to lose Matthew. It did take time. You know, obviously lost senior final within a couple of weeks and that. But I do think Paddy Clark did come back, and his mindset did help us obviously get over it and deal with it.
Very good. Any advice for the current crop of players or the future of the club?
Well, football has changed a lot from our time. You know, we did train, and we did play, but it's getting much more scientific now, and you see that the youngsters are looking after themselves better, they're training better, they're in the gym a lot more. But while that's good, it's still about enjoying it, you know. So I'd say stick with it and stick with the training, but most of all, just enjoy it, you know, because it's over. It's over before you know it for some of you.
Still not over.
No, that's why I say for some of you.
Is this the official?
Yeah, no, it's not. No. I was injured this year. Next year's a new year. I won't say what age I'll be.
Fucking Crystal Brand. My left foot.
Christy Brown. I thought it was like Crystal Shanky. Don't know which is worse.
I was gonna say last one I compared you to was Tom Brady in terms of longevity you're playing career. I think you're a little bit happier with that one
Yeah, that's better.
than Christy Brown or Crystal.
Captain.
Cut.
More like Captain Tom.
I do think commitment is a huge thing at the moment, obviously, but the level of commitment needed and required to play club football at the moment, like between gym work, off-season, nutrition, it is a big ask for people to do, especially if you have careers, college, and obviously living life as well. So, Communion at the moment have a good group of guys, a core group of we'll say from 17 right up to 23, 24, and hopefully the next couple of years will bring, you know, add to that. And if they stick together and they come together as a group with the friendship like we did, we built a huge friendship together, and to push each other to be at training, to be at the matches. I think they should definitely be junior A to intermediate in the coming years.
It's harder. It's harder for the lads now. It was easy for us because we were playing on a certain level and you were having success and you were getting recognised or something. It's very hard for the lads nowadays to commit, you know what I mean, at a lower level and stuff. And no one even fucking notices, you know what I mean? But you're doing the same training, you're doing the same thing. It's harder now than it was.
But you have to use the stepping stone. If you're down in junior B and you want to get up, you need commitment.
Yeah.
You need commitment from 20 to 25 players.
Very good. Well, thanks very much for your time, lads. Enjoyed the interview. Thanks for coming,
We
boys.
probably won't say that.
It's not connection you there.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't forget to mention that. We chose not to.
You're not putting your Batman suit on.